Hey guys, this is Joe with ZebDeal.com. So today we're going to do a follow-up to previous posts on my blog that we talked about monetizing your website. And we talked about Amazon last time, and we will continue that story with part two. Specifically though, I wanted to give you guys a video and a little bit of insight on how Amazon allows you to extend your business and hopefully give you other revenue streams for your site. So it doesn't matter if you have a blog or if you do have a business website, an e-commerce store or something of that nature, then you have an opportunity to use some of their services. So we'll look at those today. So first and foremost, I just want to show you a couple places where I do have Amazon links. Some of them could be in the middle of the page, like I do have some of them here, which are tied more or less to my account about specific topics. In this example, I have these Echo shoes, and this is a direct hyperlink out to Amazon, and that allows people obviously to get to that link that is being promoted on my website. So Amazon has a lot of direct links that you can capture from a page, and I'll show you a couple examples. And then also there's other things that you can subscribe to. So as we talked about in the previous post, you can obviously have different things like this particular Google ad here that's being brought in on my Google AdSense, but then I have two selected components on my website. This one specifically is something I just thought that was very interesting, the most wished for items. And there's different categories now inside of Amazon that a lot of people just don't even know about, but they are kind of there and they're also hidden, but they're just not promoted in ways that I think most people are aware of them. We will talk about those things in the future, but not today. And then also there's this other component here, which is mainly a Flash driven engine, and this particular one looks at your browsing history and also the page content. So if the content of the page or the blog post is talking about a certain subject, they try to match up those products with whatever that subject matter is, and it does that automatically for you. You can hone this out and make it a little bit sharper, and we'll look at that semi quickly, but you need to spend some time and understand how this technology works, and we won't be able to cover all of that today. So then the other thing that I have on my website is also this Amazon store, particular area in Amazon, and the Amazon stores are really neat, specifically because they allow you to customize content for your website that maybe caters to your business. But in my particular case, these are things that I like to use on my vehicles, so I'm a pretty big fan of Griot's Garage products. If you haven't used them, they're really higher end type quality, but they're not so high end that they're out of reach. If you have leather on your car, I would highly recommend that you get their leather care products. They are pretty phenomenal. They also have a spray cleaner, which is probably on one of these other tabs here. That's really phenomenal for interior of your vehicle. So it kind of takes your car's leather back to what it was like when it was brand new with a satin finish. So that's one of the things that I really like about that. But what's cool about Amazon store here again is that you set up a store and then you can define different categories that you like, and then you can add in different things. So as an example, I have the Griot's Garage, but then I also have these LED light products that I thought were pretty neat. Some of them I've purchased. And so it's just something that you can do to, here again, drive traffic in your site, give them something as an alternative of maybe something that you don't carry, but then also maybe just advertise some things that you think are pretty neat that, that you would not necessarily have for sale in your site. So let's hop over to Amazon, and I'll bring up an example of a watch. And the U-Boat watches, if you haven't seen them, they're pretty neat watches. They're pretty large. They're one of the larger type watches, and they're not the cheapest watch in the world, but nonetheless they're really neat watches, and some of the features on them are really their clasps and how really the overall bezel and everything is made. It's just really, really neat craftsmanship. So you can kind of see here this clasp is just, it's all metal. It just gives you a higher end look and feel, and these things weigh a ton. So it's kind of neat. I don't think I would ever buy one, but they're really neat to look at. if you ever have a chance and opportunity to look at them. So if, for example, you had this product and you wanted to link to this particular product on your website, it's really simple in Amazon. Once you're logged in and you have your affiliate account set up, you have a couple different options. First and foremost is you can go up here to link to this page. So obviously this is one of the easier ones that you can use, but you'll notice, and you've seen some of these things inside of my website, you can basically take one of the three choices here. First one, of course, is the text and image, which gives you this box that allows you to put this code onto your website. I'll show you how to do that momentarily. The next one would be text only. So you can actually just have the advertisement would look like this example over here to the right hand side. You still have to use a bit of code and copy it into your website. And then the last one is image only. So I think in my last posting I used a couple examples of image only, and so you could see that it was just a floating image on the page. You need to surround that with some kind of text or some kind of indicator to let people know that that is a hyperlink, and then also you can change the different sizes of how big the image is as well. So what would that look like? Real simply, if you went in and you highlighted this text, then you can basically copy it. And I'll probably, just for conversation's sake, actually go back to the text and image, just because it gives you a little bit better boundaries and a little bit of visibility. So now I'm going to go back into the website. I've already started a new post. Whenever you need to use HTML, you need to switch from the visual editor that has all the different word type controls on it and switch back into text. And that'll allow you to paste in code. And then when you do that, you can see that it put in the HTML, and you can quickly go back to visual and you'll be able to see that indeed that ad is there. Now you will have to go out and do a preview before that code will actually function, and then once you see that in the preview, you'll see and understand how that actually displays on the page. So it's pretty quick, pretty easy, but let's look at some of the other things at Amazon and what that means. So let's just say that you don't want to use this particular ad, so you can close out this window. And then the other method would be just a short link to this page. So pretty simple. It is like a micro URL to Amazon and their products. So you can actually just copy this one. And you can use this in a couple different ways on a post. So let's just say that you're still in the visual editor and you wanted to have some text. And of course you can dress that language up in any shape or form with different colors or anything else that you want to use in the visual editor. In this case, I'll go ahead and make it a heading number 4, which in my site and the theme that I have, it'll display in a little bit different way. But then you can insert a link. And I really like these because primarily you have the opportunity, without modifying the HTML, to actually open that link in a new window. Otherwise, when you click on the other affiliate links out of Amazon, it will take you directly to those items and take people away from your website. So obviously we don't want to do that. Some cases it may be valid to do that, but as much as we can, we want to keep people on site and pop a new window. So there it is. It is embedded in that particular area. And if we go back out to a preview, you can see here's a hyperlink on this text. It opens up a new window and it takes us back into that product inside of Amazon. So real simple, not too complicated. So those are the first 2 items of how you can get to this particular item. And these are primarily the main paths that you would use to actually create a hyperlink from your affiliate account in Amazon.